如果要说全球最家喻户晓、最敢用新技术的导演，那我相信詹姆斯·卡梅隆肯定是你脑子里面的选项之一。那在2022年我们就采访过他，但那一次是线上，而这一次我们来到了《阿凡达3》在 CNT LED 的中国首映里，看到了 4K 3D 48帧最高规格的影片，并且更重要的是，我们和卡梅隆有了一次面对面交流的机会。那虽然时间紧迫，问题有限，但是我们还是尽可能问了很多奇特的问题。我相信和别的采访不太一样，可能唯一的限制就是因为是一个记者综合采访，所以说没有一个共同的同框机位，所以我们得靠这种方式来向你呈现。但我向你保证，我确实在线下见了他。所以话不多说，我们直接开始。
Mr. Cameron, it's great to see you. I'm Tim. So we did e-meet on internet for Avatar Way of Water.
Okay, all right.
But I want to show you something. So back then we talked. So this was our company in 2022. And we were doing like that. And back then I said, we want to become you someday. And we worked hard. So this is now, we have a campus. We have 170 employees.
Ooh, congratulations. Are you covering mostly movies?
Yes, movies and tech and everything.
Congratulations. So
Thank you.
what you're doing is popular and you're growing?
I would say relatively.
Yeah.
Our question will be a little bit technical. So first question, fire, ash, smoke, fog, sand, mud, and plant. Which one is the hardest for you to simulate and maintain the fidelity in the film?
Water is the hardest one, absolutely by far. Let's say you've got a boat moving through water. How the boat moves is determined by the water. How the water moves is determined by the boat. So it's a feedback loop of multiple levels of simulation over time. It often kind of feels like a moving target. Sand, mud, they all have different. Fire, relatively much easier. So the critical thing for me as a director is to be able to observe the real world very carefully, and I've done 30 years of real world photography, right? So I know what it's supposed to look like, and then I work with the VFX people to refine the simulations.
It's all the subtleties, and I think it really shows in Fire and Ash, all the details, all the movement.
I mean, if you think about it from a big picture, we're trying to create a kind of a dreamlike reality where it looks real, looks completely real, but it can't possibly be real, as essentially the same thing as makeup for creating a character that's played by an actor, not a completely alien creature that could be fully animated.
Yeah, that's the question we have actually. Since mocap and animation, they work together, right? People always think it's like two separate things, but obviously mocap need adjustment to fine-tune the movement.
You need adjustments, and those are keyframe adjustments, but adjustments should never go against the actor's intention, right? When we capture an actor as a Na'vi, sometimes their character in space doesn't quite connect to some of the physical set pieces. We may put the actor's hand back on the armrest, but we're not changing what the actor did.
There's no jitter. I actually wonder how is there's no jitter with mocap?
Yeah, well, the data, our hand capture data is very coarse data, so we do rely on keyframe to get the delicacy in the hands. So we do a lot of photography of the actor's hands to see exactly what they're doing, the amount of pressure and so on. But once again, it's about having a very high fidelity. It's performance in, character out. And the less intervention, the better.
Okay, right. Now I want to show a little secret thing we made. It's all handcrafted. So this is from our team. So we want to show the appreciation of Avatar universe.
Oh, but see, look, you've got red and green glasses.
So this is the first Avatar movie, and now we move to the second Way of Water, Fire and Ash.
Oh, I see. Yeah, but what you're doing here is you're doing the underwater, so it's Payakan and Loak, and you're seeing the fire, the volcano, and also the Koruk.
Yes, because we want to ask questions about 3D. People always think 3D is not advancing, it's not getting better, but we moved a lot.
No, it is. It's absolutely getting better.
Yeah, it's getting better a lot.
It's an authoring tool that can be used creatively. I think it's been misused by the studios. They need to spend the capital to upgrade the light levels of the projectors. A lot of that is happening here in China. The Cinity company has laser projection technology that's very good. They have a new LED technology that's scalable up to, I think, a 20 meter. When did you see the film?
I watched yesterday on the LED. on the
So
scene.
you saw what I'm talking about,
It's
right?
incredible. The peak brightness and the dark level is superb.
Yeah, right. So it's, I don't know how many nits it is, but basically the dynamic range is very good. The blacks are deep and crisp, and the highlights are very good. And through the glasses, you're getting more than the standard, that's required.
Yeah, and the sound can penetrate through the screen. I think
Yeah,
that's really
yeah. So it's basically an open grid so that the sound can be accurate.
And I think this time, the realism avatar, I think 48 frames helps a lot to get people immersed with the action and everything. I know Fire and Ash is 48 frames mastered.
Only 40% of the movie is actually at an HFR, and we spent 25 years figuring this out. When people say they have eye strain or they get a headache from 3D, it's not eye strain, it's brain strain, because we fuse the 3D image in our visual cortex. And where we have trouble discriminating parallax on moving edges is when it's strobing, which is a motion artifact of 24p. So we go to 48p when we need to. It also gives you an enhanced sense of clarity.
But why is this deciding between 24 and 48? We can feel it, obviously, and it's intentional.
It's just something that we decide based on watching an early version of the shot rendered, and we decide if the lateral movement is producing some strobing, and then, and some of the action shots, we pretty much do the action scenes. So the aerial combat and things like that, we'll do that all at 48. For clarity, once again, for clarity.
Okay. The next question I will throw is probably a little bit strange. Avatar is a huge universe, and the universe is large. And there is a possibility, do you think, there's an actual Pandora planet somewhere in the universe that's exactly like you imagined, Mr. Cameron?
If you're a hardcore science fiction fan, you want something that's highly plausible, right? And the idea that the nearest star system to Earth, Alpha Centauri, would have a very terrestrial type of climate is pretty implausible. But I chose to tell a story that's a little more grounded in real-world physics, right? And so getting to the nearest star system at 0.7 C takes you 6 years ship time, 7 years, relative time. But here's the interesting thing. Astronomers at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory in California have found what they strongly believe is a gas giant planet exactly where the primary of Pandora, because Pandora is an exomoon, exactly where it is in the Alpha Centauri A system, which is how big Polyphemus is supposed to be. So there might actually be a Pandora right there, our next door neighbor.
If in your lifetime you can stand on Pandora, what's the first thing you're gonna do?
I don't know, I'd keep my eyes open for viper wolves. That's what I'd do. Or a Thanator, even if they can't digest us, the only way to know for them is for them to chomp us first, then go, So I don't want to get chomped.
Give a taste.
No, I'd want to talk to, if there was an intelligent species there, like the Na'vi, I would want to talk to them, set up communication, start to figure out their language.
Yeah, I guess that's almost all my questions.
Man, you're going technical.
Thank you, Mr. Cameron. Thank you very much.
卡梅隆说他在《阿凡达》系列上投入了接近30年，这是属于他的疯狂幻想。他的作品激励了一代又一代电影人去创造自己的世界，尝试新的影视技术。但就像卡梅隆自己强调的，所有技术的尽头都是为了更真实的呈现表演和情感，这也是我们努力的方向。所以如果你觉得这期节目对你有帮助的话，那我们非常高兴，也欢迎转发给你的朋友们看一看，这也会对我们有很大的帮助。那就在今天12月17号，《阿凡达3》已经在 CINITY 体开始点映了。如果你有机会的话，我会推荐你去体验一下这个 LED 的放映版本，和荧幕完全不一样。那么我们下次再见。